You ever play one of those games that just immediately leaves you wanting more? Well, Hua is one of those games. Now, I've played quite a few games on this channel that are, yeah. So let's talk about something good for once. Now, for starters, I'm not going to try and show too much of this game, as well as try to keep spoilers at a minimum. This really is a game that you need to just play and experience and not just listen to some idiot on the internet talk about. It really deserves just a full playthrough to truly experience this game. With that being said, I just want to make this video to try and help kind of push people in the right direction if you're on the fence about getting this game, because it definitely deserves to be played. Now with that being said, let's dive into this delightful little game. Hua is a story-driven game with light platforming elements. Now starting out this game, I was a little bit worried there wouldn't be enough to keep me going through the whole thing, and that it would eventually get stale and repetitive by the end. Thankfully, that is not the case with this game. There's always enough to keep you intrigued and wanting to move forward with the story, as well as new abilities that you unlocked, always keeping the gameplay interesting and fun. Now I'm sure you can already see from the gameplay I'm showing just how beautiful this art style is. Each level is just such a joy and delight to play through, with NPCs that are just so adorable. My favorite though are these beetles. They are just so freaking cute. Please, for the love of God, anybody out there, make a plush of this. I will buy them all. I want this boy on my shelf somewhere. I want him. Please give it to me. Story-wise, at the beginning, the game doesn't give you much to go off of. You start out floating on this leaf and then immediately sets you into gameplay. As you progress from level to level though, you start to awaken these different characters who tell you kind of bits and pieces of the story and what's going on. Now all of this is tied together by this beautiful soundtrack, which makes this whole world just such a joy to experience. Gameplay-wise, you're just doing some light platforming to help progress the story along, but the controls are so fluid it makes it really fun to play through, and as you progress you get different abilities to help keep the game fresh. Most of the abilities are pretty much the standard you get in games like these, whether it be the ability to float a little bit or push boxes. It's nothing special, but in a game like this, I don't think you're looking for these game-changing abilities to be unlocked as you go through. Now if you're at all interested in this game, I highly suggest you skip to the timecode that I have down below, because I am about to get into some spoiler-ish territory. Now there are a few issues I have with this game. It's nothing major, but just enough to make it where I wish these would be changed just a little bit. For starters, there's this whole section that's just a cutscene of you running. It goes on for a really long time, and I have to believe that this section was originally planned to be gameplay, but just got cut due to time restraints. It doesn't really take away from the game, however I do feel like this scene should have been cut shorter just a little bit. Shortly after this, you come to this void area. Now this part of the game has a lot of interesting mechanics. However, unfortunately, some of those are controlling your character upside down, as well as reverse controls. Now this is an entirely me thing. I don't like controls when they're inverted or when you have to play upside down. It messes with my brain too much, and again, this is just a me thing. There's probably a lot of people out there who actually really like this section. But just for me, it went on a bit too long. I don't mind it, I just wish it would have been cut down just a little bit, and I think it would have made this whole experience just that much more bearable. But overall, it doesn't take away from the game or make this game any less. It's just something I kind of wish was tweaked about the game. But that's it for the more spoiler-heavy things of the game. I just wanted to warn people because that happens towards the end of the game, so in case you want to play through it, I don't want to ruin too much about this game. Now, if you're going to take anything away from this video, please make it be that this is a narrative and story-driven game. The reason I say this is I have looked at a few of the reviews for this game, and any of the negative ones tend to be that there just isn't enough gameplay, but this game isn't meant to be that, and that's totally okay. Overall though, I highly suggest picking up this game. It's like $15 on the eShop. It's been by far one of my favorite games I have played this year. It's just one of those games that is truly a delight to play in and just a fun experience the whole way through. And for the love of God, please make a plush of this beetle. I want him so bad. He can go anywhere on my shelf, anywhere. I don't care how big he is, I will make room for him. Please somebody make this.